Remember this, and remember it good. Miltank is the original supporter of #FreeTheNipple. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your hilarious host Connor Monroe, and if you get mad at me for saying that, obviously you didn't get the joke. Today we're exploring some lore, getting into the backstories of some of your favorite characters and seeing just what makes them tick, and also what makes the monsters to be avoided. With today's list of the top 10 scary Overwatch background stories. If you like funny, be sure you check out Top 10 Central, an all new channel based on making you laugh, with funny hosts as well as fun lists, so make sure you subscribe to them and to us for daily content coming your way. We are only 4,000 more clan members away from 300k, so please click the button and ring the bell. With all of that said and done, let's roll the intro. And at number 10, Genji. He is the youngest son of Sojiro Shimada, who controls the powerful Shimada ninja clan. Genji only ever experienced a life of luxury and privilege as a child. When he decided that he wanted nothing to do with his family's illegal business, Genji pursued a more lavish lifestyle. This choice made the rest of the clan view him as a dangerous liability. Much of the clan rejected his father's leadership and believed he had been protecting Genji too much. When Sojiro died suddenly, they asked Genji's older brother to demand that Genji take more of an active role in the empire. When Genji refused, tensions within the clan and their family began to escalate to a dangerous place, to the point where his own brother attempted to assassinate him. The violent confrontation left Genji on the verge of death. The Overwatch team soon intervened and rescued Genji. However, the only way to save him was to put him through an intense process of cyberization. He then became the half-omnic, half-human soldier we know him as today.
You risk so much to honor someone you murdered.
And at number 9, Hanzo. Hanzo is Genji's older brother, and while it may seem in our last point that he's the villain in this story, that does not negate the fact that Hanzo has not had the easiest life either. After losing his father and being forced to leave the Shimada clan, it's only after the influence of the members that he decides it's best to eliminate his brother. After his brother had disobeyed the clan, it was his duty as the leader to kill him to maintain order. The act of having to kill his own brother broke Hanzo's heart, and believing that Genji was now dead, he soon rejected his father's legacy as well. As Hanzo abandoned his father's clan, he became an enemy to their assassins and a target just like his brother.
My brother is dead. Genji.
And at number 8, ROADHOG. His real name is Mako Rutledge, and after the Omnic crisis, the government gifted the Australian Omnium to the Omnics with the hope of establishing peace. Due to this arrangement though, many outback residents were displaced from their homes. As resentments and tensions rose, a group of survivalists, solar farmers, and people who wanted to be left alone formed a violent rebellion. They were called the Australian Liberation Front, and together they successfully attacked the Omnium along with the robot population. Attempting to take back the land that had been stolen from them, Mako and Alf sabotaged the Omnium's fusion core, leading to a massive explosion that wiped out the facility. This did not come without consequences though. Soon the entire outback was exposed to intense radiation. Mako could only watch as his homeland turned into an apocalyptic wasteland, which is also what prompted him to don the mask and transformed into the ruthless killer known as ROADHOG.
His co-conspirator, ROADHOG, is a remorseless killer who hides his face behind a mask.
And at number 7, Zenyatta. This is one of the few Omnics who were able to reprogram themselves and transcend to the place of being Omnic monks. They now wander the world searching for spiritual enlightenment, as well as being the peacemakers between humans and Omnics. Zenyatta was once a member of the Shambali, but when he rejected the group's approach to deal with the human Omnic problem, he embarked on his own path to help others find their inner peace. After leaving the monastery, he had an encounter with Genji, who was struggling with his identity. Through his wisdom and mentorship, Genji was able to find peace within his existence as a half-human, half-omnic. If you take into consideration the path to this point for Zenyatta though, it's a story of struggle and defiance from his own programming. Add in the fact that humans not only fear, but resent Omnics for declaring war on the humans, and you have one scary origin story for this Overwatch hero. And at number 6, Symmetra. Her real name is Satya Vaswani, and by her own recollection, growing up in Hyderabad, India was not the most pleasant. After the Omnic crisis, much of India's population was displaced. Enter the Vishkar Corporation. This company began the process of creating new self-sustaining cities to house all of these people who had been displaced by the war. In one city, they utilized radical hard light technology to shape the city streets in the blink of an eye. When Vaswani was still very young, she was taken from her home and placed in the care of Viskar's Architect Academy. This meant she would never return home, ever again, and the only way to rid herself of the immense loneliness she felt was to dive headfirst into her education and training. This corporation took the innocence of a little girl with great light bending abilities and manipulated her into becoming their strongest soldier. She was sent on many missions around the world to uphold their corporate interests and expand its influence. Halfway through at number 5, Widowmaker. And as her Overwatch name suggests, this lady has a scary background story. For so much of her life, she was a famous ballet dancer in Paris, and when she married Overwatch agent Gerard Lacroix, her life would change forever. Because her husband was an Overwatch agent, he was often a target for the terrorist organization known as Talon. When they couldn't kill him, they took a different approach. They went for his wife. Talon operatives kidnapped her and put Amari through an intense program of neural reconditioning. This utterly broke her will, dimmed her once bright personality, and transformed her into a Talon sleeper agent. Just 2 weeks after all this brainwashing, she returned home and murdered her own husband while he was sleeping, officially making her the Widowmaker, both to herself and to people later on. Number 4, Amari. Anna is considered to be one of the universe's greatest snipers, using a cybernetic eye to improve her vision, adding a notch to her gun and her conscience with every kill. Her final mission was an anti-Talon operation conducted by Overwatch, led by Jack Morrison, where they rescued countless scientists that Talon had taken hostage. The mission led to a sniper duel between Anna and the Talon operative known as Widowmaker. As they battled, Anna was able to incapacitate Widowmaker temporarily after hitting her helmet, but upon seeing Widowmaker's face, she froze. She recognized Widowmaker. She knew her. However, that moment of hesitation gave Widowmaker all the time she needed to take her own shot, shooting through her scope and right into her cybernetic eye. It was believed the shot had killed her, however, it didn't. Anna had survived being shot, even if she was terribly wounded and her eye had been destroyed. She woke up in Poland with temporary amnesia, unable to remember who she was or how she had gotten hurt. She requested to remain anonymous and she was kept out of the system, ensuring that Overwatch would not find her again. She even let her daughter remain oblivious, since if she was alive, Overwatch would expect her to return home. After many years, she ended up regretting this decision. She had also stayed out of world conflicts, and when she heard about the destruction of the Overwatch headquarters and the death of Jack Morrison, she actually had her doubts as to if he was actually dead. In at 3, Tracer. Her real name is Lena Oxton, and she was the youngest person ever inducted into Overwatch's experimental flight program. And since she had a reputation for her fearless skills, she was picked to test the prototype of a teleporting fighter jet called the Slipstream. During the flight test, however, the aircraft malfunctioned and disappeared, and Lena was assumed dead. You know what they say, assuming makes a donkey out of you and me. She reappeared months later, however, and the ordeal had changed her in a way no scientist could understand. Her body, her cells, her very DNA was desynchronized from time. Suffering from chronal disassociation, she was in essence a living ghost, vanishing for hours or days at once. Even when she was here, she couldn't maintain a physical form for long. She had weird dreams about the past, including being a kitchen maid in the country. This kept going until she met Winston, who invented the chronal accelerator. Can you imagine constantly being out of time, seeing things but having people not see you? Sounds like high school. But in this case, you wouldn't know if you were witnessing the past, future, or even present. Imagine how horrific that would be. What if this video really comes out in a few weeks and somehow you're able to see it now? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Or a glitch from YouTube. Thanks. Penultimately, at number 2, Reinhardt. Reinhardt is the literal definition of I got out but they keep pulling me back in. Reinhardt was a German armed forces soldier. After a battle that caused Reinhardt to lose both his left eye and his mentor, he was inducted into the original Overwatch strike team that put an end to the Omnic crisis. He continued serving into his late 50s, where he was forced to retire from combat operations. Disappointed about being removed from active duty, he feared his days of glory were over, but they were far from it. Once Overwatch had disbanded, Reinhardt was not content to sit idly by while the world destroyed itself. He once more took his Crusader armor and vowed to fight for justice across Europe like knights of old. Finally, taking our number 1 spot, TORBJORN. TORBJORN Lindholm is one of the world's greatest weaponsmiths and engineers. His goal was to create technology that would improve the lives of others. However, his employers would want to combine his tech with AI. Obviously, they haven't seen Terminator, but TORBJORN has. He was worried about the Omnics he helped create, mistrusting them and believing they should not have human rights. However, he was unfortunately proven right when the Omnics turned on humanity and started the Omnic Crisis. Torby wanted to repent for essentially causing the Omnic Crisis, since if he hadn't invented them, there wouldn't have been a war. If you started World War III by accident, I'm pretty sure you'd feel the same way, and I'm sure it would weigh on your conscience. And every time someone wanted to bring up something bad they've done, you'd say, well, at least you didn't start World War III. Every time. And you know you would. You would milk that cow until it was dry and then some. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary Overwatch background stories. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, and comment down below with your favorite Overwatch line. That's all we got time for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the very end of the video, comment any word down below and I will pick some random ones and I'll make a sentence from them for a future intro. So you won't actually have to be creative. Neither will I. And be sure to like and subscribe to both us and Top 10 Central for daily gaming and funny content. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.